Alright, and here's the final attempt. So, hello! So, this morning I was looking through my closet and just going through my clothes, and then I spotted something, and it was this shirt right here, it was this jersey. And I just remembered looking back the game that this was from, and it was a game that I'll just never forget. So, here's the story. So, the game was against who? MSSDI, and that was our team. And looking back, like it was 1982, and at the time we were like the top championships. We were awesome. We are just natural born athletes, and the game next year was going to be in 1983, and we're just going down the list of like all the different players and stuff, and they're like, "Oh no, that was a good game." And so the fall of that year, we were it was going to be the last game of the year. So Monday practice, Friday was going to be the game. So Monday we were practicing and it was raining. And we took a break and we headed to the gym, and my coach was like, "No, go back to this little room." And so we all went to the room, we sat down, and we were looking at the blackboard in front of us. And there was just a little piece of paper on there. And my coach came up and he was looking around, and sorry about that, I had to sneeze, but we're continuing with the video, so here we go. So he was like, "Do you see this back here?" And I got it from a few years ago when Gallaudet in university, and that's where I got it from. And I saw that they were on the list to being like one of the top people, and they were grade A. And we were Westchester High football team at the time. And the newspaper, it was a one-on-one meeting with our interview with someone. And after the game, we would have a celebration party when we got back, and we're like, "What? That would be awesome. We have to win." And he was like, "So what do you think?" And we were all just so fired up. And he was like, all right, go home, go get some dinner, go rest." We're like, "All right." So we went and got some dinner. And then Tuesday, it was raining a little bit. And we went, and he was like, "Oh no, go into the gym and work on the core and all that good stuff. Review your offense, defense, and review that and whatever else, and then go home and get some dinner." And so Wednesday, it was raining again, and it was canceled. We went and had a meeting instead, and we are just all fired up for this. And we didn't know anything about them, but we were just fired up. And then Thursday, it was raining a little bit, it wasn't bad. So we went outside, and we were training and building up our core and getting ready, reviewing, and all that good stuff. And then the bus came, and we all got on there, and we were going to the institute. And when we got off, we were getting off the bus, and then we saw someone with like a mohawk and all these piercings, and we were just stunned because it's different on the east. We're on the west, and it was just, you don't see that there. So Thursday night we were socializing, but no, we were going outside to eat and think and focus and all that good stuff. And Friday, all day we were working hard on ourselves, and we were eating in the morning. There was spaghetti, just healthy stuff, good stuff. And then so we were ready for the game, and all day we just couldn't focus. We were just so overwhelmed, and then it was game time. So we got to the gym, and we were eating, and remember that one moment it was just quiet. It was just, there was just nothing going on. We were focusing, and I'll never forget the feeling. So it was time to go outside. It was game time. And the gym was far from the field. And we were in our line, and we were ready. And our coach was right beside us, our coaches. And we were just marching on. And the head captain, he had an orange helmet, and it was shiny. And we could see the field and the stands and the lights, and it was still raining a little bit, which wasn't bad. We're marching on, just it was like slow motion. And I looked over to to the coaches, and there was ours, and he was just prancing around. And the other one was Cubic, and the third one was he had dark skin, and he was just marching on. And we looked back forward, and you could just feel the feeling as the field got closer and closer. And then we took off and we took our positions for our meeting. We were all in our lines, and we were just our coaches came up, and it was like, well, there's nothing to really say. You're all ready. You're all good and strong, and you all got this. So we went out, we took off, and we were just comfortable with it. And we were all in our lines, and we were just feeling pumped and feeling ready to go. And then all of a sudden, I got confused because there was a drum being beat, and I could feel the vibration. It scared me. And you could feel it inside, and it was just strange. And then we saw these people in white uniforms, and the banging kept happening, and you could keep feeling it, and it was different here. We didn't have that back at home. And then they started clapping and smacking themselves, and we're like, okay, whatever, just ignore it, just ignore it. And they took off, and they were right in front of us. They took off in their lines, and we were just staring face to face with them. So it was time to start the game. And it was the kickoff, and we officially started, and it was just, there was so much going on. And again, I was confused because of the drum being beat. And it was nerve-wracking. And the first half of the game, they had a touchdown. It's like, oh, okay. So I forgot I played defense, and I had the ball, and I was running, and I was ready for it, and then all of a sudden I stopped, and I skid on my butt. And then my coach, all of a sudden my coach was between my legs. And then they blew the whistle for him to stop. And they all looked at me. And they're like, come on, what are you doing? And we were just staring at him like, what is happening? So we're done. I never want to be seen again, not to be defense, whatever. And it just made me feel just heartbroken. And we were scared. We were like, what? They're good. We're allowed to do that. So we added on to that, and the first pass, I was going to hand it off to the person beside me. And when we went to hand it off, like, we just kept on going with it. And he looked scared. Everyone looked scared. And then the coach came over, and he's like, come on, you all look scared. You got big eyes, come on. And he was like, he's right. And that changed my mind in an instant. We all just got ready, we woke up, and we got serious about it. So I handed off the ball, and the guy passed and passed and passed, and he ran for it, and we got a touchdown. It was the first time in the game we got a touchdown, and we're all good. So the points just kept adding on, and we were both 12-12. And the other team, they wanted to win, and they were on the left-hand side of the field. And I was going to give it to him, but he didn't see what I was doing. And I was trying to throw it to pass it, and he got it. Well, when I felt I could see that he was just running and running to the goal, and he made the touchdown, and we had halftime, and so for the break, they were all looking at us, they're like, you guys are strong. It was the last game of the season, so this is it. And we're all just pumped up, and we didn't have much time left. And there was 2 minutes left in the game. And after the break, we were running and running, and there was a goal, and I got hit, and everyone started running out, and I was just confused, and I got back on my feet, and they were just patting my back, and then all of a sudden we were 25-12, and it was raining, so it was wet, and when I caught the ball, it felt heavy, and when we kicked it off, it went into the goal. So it was the last pass of the game. We're waiting to see like if it was legal or not, and I was backing up, and in the back of my head I was thinking, oh, just catch it, be fine. So you can't drop it, you gotta know that. And I was backing up, and I saw it coming for me, but it was wet, so it fell out of my hands. And the person, and it, so that sucked, but we won. Even though we dropped it, we still won. And everyone was just cheering and yelling. They were just so excited. They were celebrating. And we went back to like the back, and everyone was just having a good old time, and we were just celebrating. And the other people arrived, the newspapers, they all got there, and they're like, oh, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? And I looked up into the stands, into the like announcer box, and their coaches were just looking down, so depressed, their heads down, and I was like, you gotta remember that we had our celebration party after, so I was like, y'all, maybe they want to go with us. So, from that football game, I asked if I could take the ball with me after the game, and I asked my coach, like, looking back, I was like, oh, he was like, yeah, fine, sure. So, I still have it, and here it is. This is the ball from the game, from that day that we won, that we were celebrating. So that's the time that we won the championship again in 1983, and looking back, it was just like, wow. So here's this jersey is my best friend.